Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today is Friday, January 7th, and today's topic, I'll try to keep it short today, being a Friday and snowing out there. I can see it out my office window here. And so today, when you get busy in real estate, I know from being in the business so long, I know that my days, they start the minute I get up, the minute I pick up my phone, there's text messages to reply to, emails, voicemails, all the way till the minute I go to sleep. After I go to sleep, because I know there's emails, texts, and still, I don't know why, there's people that call after like 10 o'clock at night. um, but I think a lot of those usually they just want to get voicemail, leave a voicemail. But there's time where you need to it's very important when you get busy to disconnect, to figure out how to disconnect, or at least a level of disconnect. Example, early on in my career in real estate, obviously this is before cell phones were in our hands, when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. so uh, it was easier to disconnect because people weren't waiting, texting, calling, saying want instant access. Also, a lot of people weren't available during the day because they didn't have cell phones and they didn't have worked at an office where you could make a personal phone call. People waited all day for responses for things. But today's day is everybody's so connected. Uh, when someone sends a text message and you don't reply back, they feel like, are you one of those people like, what's wrong? What's wrong? They're not replying back. And there's a time limit on that. Emails. I mean, obviously, I think we're getting more lenient with emails because it's time to read them. Not everybody looks at them all the time. I remember back in the day, I had notifications of every new email, like ding, so I knew to look at my phone. Definitely not now. The amount of emails and spam and the things they get, it'd be dinging every 3 seconds. So the point of today is I know you're connected. Social media, like I feel bad when I post something on social media, motivational quote, something that's going on, congratulations to our agents, and people reply, and I just don't have the time to reply back. Like, thank you for your comment, liking things. It kind of gets overwhelming sometimes. But the point is, you got to find time to disconnect, at least part way. Like an example for me, I pick times. I mean, I schedule my day when I'm talking to people. I used to pick up the phone and talk to whoever was calling me at that second, unless I was on the phone. But I also make sure, I mean, nowadays I make sure that I reply and schedule that phone call, because years ago I thought people would be mad at me. As an agent, you feel mad. Oh, my buyer's calling, I better pick up the phone. My seller's calling, better pick up the phone. I have to pick up the phone because then they won't think I'm giving them great service. So sometimes throughout the day you have to disconnect because you got to get things done. Like example, you call your doctor up. Your doctor's not talking to you every time you call him. Hopefully he or she will call you back when you want, if you have a question, or set up an appointment to see him. For a busy agent, successful agent, you have to organize your time. You got to figure out how to handle the incoming things. Like, as a busy agent, usually has an assistant, either one picking up their phone, replying to messages, organizing their day, organizing their transactions, a transaction coordinator, something to that effect. And I just remember a story. One of our top agent team, Mike Ferrante team, 21 Mike team, over 500 transactions, and been in real estate 13 years now. And I remember the time when he was starting to get busy, and his main point of contact was his cell phone number, which a lot of us have. Cell phone numbers on every sign, every advertisement on the MLS was his cell phone. And it got to the point where that was his main number. I go, you're doing so well. You're gonna get to the point where you're going to hand that cell phone to someone and you're going to have to get a new phone number. And he's like, oh, no, that's not going to happen. I'm like, yeah, it's going to happen. That's your business, and you're creating a business, and you're not going to be able to pick up the phone and reply to everybody because you have 30 listings, and everybody who wants to know information about the listing is calling that phone number. Every other agent, when you have 10, 15, 20 deals going on at a time, every agent and every title company, every mortgage company is calling that phone. You're going to get to that point where you can't answer that phone anymore. And I remember the day. Don't exactly know when it was. Wish I wrote down that date. But I remember the day he came to me. He was laughing. He's laughing. It's like, Tony, you were right. I just got a brand new phone with a new number, notified all my friends, relatives, people that you wanted in the phone, and just gave my cell phone to my team manager that handles the incoming calls. And that was it. He had to disconnect. He had to find times to disconnect and organize. So again, the point today is put in your calendar to when times you're going to either completely disconnect, and don't make it when you're sleeping. That's it, because I live that life. I disconnect, 6 to 8 hours a day when I'm sleeping, and then I'm on duty every second from that time. But either find time, put in your calendar times that you are disconnected, that you can't be reached, that you're not going to reply to messages, you're going to just take a break, because when you get busy, you could get burnt out. I've seen agents get burnt out. I see agents deals fall through because they're stressed about everything that's going on. And you know how busy, you know how stressed you get on one transaction if you're working. Imagine having 10, 20 going on at the exact same time. You're the only person doing it. So put time in your calendar. I said this in many videos before, that when you're organizing yourself, put your personal time first. Block those out. 2, I add this in, is find times you're kind of half disconnected, where I look at that, where you're replying through text messages. Example for me, and to a lot of my agents already know this, I very, very rarely let me say, every day I take phone calls in the morning. Those are emergencies. But if it's in the morning before noon, unless it's an emergency, and there's always is like something that has to get done, I'm not scheduling any calls. I'm not going to take just a conversation about something that I could put in the afternoon or early evening or the next day, because that's I have to get organized. My day, in the morning is going over my schedule, getting back to the people that sent me messages and things that needed a response from last night, contacting agents and talking to agents that need stuff today. But anybody, agents or buyers or of our sellers or anything that's calling, wants to talk to me, I don't take that call unless I know it's something that it has to have an answer. Then we schedule it. So I call that half disconnected. I'm not going to pick up every phone call. I'm not going to reply to everybody right at a second if it's something that can be moved later in the day. So that's my advice to you, is pick out times that are totally 100% disconnected. Pick out times that you are not going to, I would say, talk on the phone or reply to, look at emails, because example, I try to explain to everybody, I can't look at all my emails all day long. I get copies of everybody's emails in our office. I get 300, 400, 500 emails a day. Unless you tell me, hey, go look for this. I'm looking at my emails maybe once an hour, maybe for a little bit, just breeze through them. But definitely by the end of the day, I'm going through every single one to make sure there's nothing I missed. But you have to organize when you're fully disconnected, when you're not going to be taking phone calls, when you're not going to be replying to text messages, when you're not going to be looking at your emails, and keep that organized, or you're going to get burnt out if you're trying to reply to every text, pick up every phone call that comes in, watch your emails as soon as they come up every second. You're busy and have several transactions or more at the same time, you're going to get burnt out. And I don't want to see that happen, because I have had, I wouldn't say maybe hundreds, but definitely dozens and dozens and dozens of very successful agents that were in the business over the last 20 some years. 23 plus years I've had our office, that just got out of the business And I think they just got burnt out. They just started not enjoying it because they were too busy. I know that's possible to happen. You're too busy and you get burnt out and like, I don't like it. I don't like it anymore. It's too much time, too much stress, and the money aspect of it and the time is not where I want to be in life because I've seen it happen. I've seen agents go, wow, they made 150, $200,000 last year, the year before that. All they do is keep on doing it, and they don't want to do it anymore. I always thought money and success would you could tackle anything. You're like you're gonna work harder. You're gonna work 80 hours a week. You'll work whatever to get that money. Well, it's not that. It's not that for everybody. And I don't want to see anybody get burnt out and not have that family time, not have that disconnect, not have that mental break. Because I know I've been through it as an agent. I've been through it as a broker, and no, it could happen. And especially to those agents that are new, that are thinking about getting busier and getting more successful, always keep this in mind. Because a lot of agents, especially when they're new, they go, I'll take any buyer, I'll run them around, I'm gonna pick up my phone, I'm gonna do anything, 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 anything. And then they get to the point where they get so busy that they're pulling their hair out and not having that rest, either daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, vacations, whatever. So think about that. I knew it was going to be short, but it's not. I love to talk about every topic. So that's it for today. Have a great Friday, a great weekend. And remember, call, text, email me anytime. As you know, I might not look at it right away, but I will respond to you. By the end of the day, I always like to clear up everything at the end of the day, no matter what. If you don't hear back from me by the end of the day, something might have happened. I might have missed it, might have got busy. It's rarely happens, but just always reach out to me again, and I'll schedule the time and help you out with whatever you need. That's it. Have a great Friday, great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.